We got action. We got action,
Man.
We got action.
Man, I'm about to start going through these propagandas of why I can't talk to my boy on Instagram.
Hey, we got,
you know what I'm saying?
So look, here it is. We can talk about it right now. So this morning, I got a call. I got a message, and it said, today is Biggie's birthday, too. So I guess they try to get it out to everybody in time. But I got a message saying either no bad boy or be selective of the bad boy records that you play. And one in particular was yours. Only you.
Crazy.
Now that happened. That happened while we was on the phone. Like the first call that I got was about the being particular or either none. The second messages I got was a list of records. Missing You, Shake a Tail Feather, boom, 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 and all of a sudden, Only You popped up. I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Now we were just talking about that.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you something like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a straight shooter.
Right.
So we can talk about the elephant in the room. So let's go on and get it on out of the way.
Right.
This is me. So, you know, anyway, from 112, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for our brand and you know what I'm saying, what we stand for. DV, domestic violence of any kind from anybody. So from Diddy, I don't care if it's my family member.
That's right.
Somebody I've known for whatever. We don't support it. I don't support it. Anybody that knows me, you know what I'm saying? I'm tied to, my whole family is blue. So dad's police officers. Right. All my uncles are police officers. Right now, my cousin is running for sheriff right now. First African-American, you know what I'm saying, sheriff here in Henry County. We re-electing him right now, primary stage. Mm-hmm. So everybody kind of know how I rock. Okay, law and order is what it is. Now, that being said, you know, whatever will be with Puff. You know what I'm saying? That's God's will. Has nothing to do with man. It's God's will. Okay? Right. I align myself with God, and that's exactly what it is. Now we're going to talk about the bigger issue at hand.
Yeah, well, now, so this is, it's kind of like, you know, I've always been an independent. I'm just gonna say that. Branding myself, and I always been an independent. You know that, Slim. You know, but this right here in particular, you know, because I'm on so many radio stations, I had to take this call into consideration, and the first person, the closest one I'm to out of that situation, outside of Carl and stuff like that, is you. And so I just wanted to know, I mean, damn, like, what's your take on this? Because this is affecting the writers, the producers,
the people that
made the record,
that actually made the records. Because let's be all the way 1,000. Puff did not pick up not one pen. You know what I'm saying? Write not one word to anything, or got behind a beat machine, or you know what I'm saying, anything of that. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, and there's a lot of times a couple of our things trended of how we presented records to the label. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, you know, and I'm just reaching out to the program directors, because there are some that are calling me now because of our conversation, right?
Right.
So,
right.
So, you know, basically saying, hey, we don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they're showing me their rotation list. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate big shouts out to my family out there in Montgomery, Alabama. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you know, the situation with this is like, you're hurting the actual artist. We have absolutely nothing to do with, and I'm speaking of like 112, you know, we left Bad Boy 21 years ago. Okay.
A lot of people don't know that, though.
Yeah. And I understand that. People probably don't know, you know what I'm saying, that they're probably like listening to the records. You know, people probably don't know that Bad Boy in itself is a defunct label. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't exist. Okay. Puff.
So you saying Bad Boy as a whole, the brand is strong, but the label itself is defunct.
Yes, the label is defunct. So it's not like, yes, we have a legacy, and people, and I'm talking to the people out here, and I want people to hit your buttons, let people know, bring them on in here. Slim has never done a Facebook Live ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In history, you know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
this is important. This is my boy Tony. So I said, you know what? Something was happening with Instagram, so we're gonna get on here. Now,
Right.
you know, this is dead serious. For me, it's like it took more than one person. One person can't create this whole situation where, you know, he just sprinkled over just talents or whatever. That is a God-given situation.
Mm-hmm.
And God put us in position to where we were able to run, where it's like several artists having an amazing talent and working together to
Right.
create this whole legacy, right?
Right.
So one man should not be our downfall. Now you have to understand, like, in our situation is like, you
All right.
know, before
Okay.
112.
Explain to me. Okay. Explain to me the difference between your situation versus not putting anybody business out there, but explain to me just as a 112. You say you left in 2003. So explain to me your situation versus other artists, particularly on Bad Boy.
Okay.
Like, and
Okay, that's
you
good
being
question.
in the background writing on a lot of people's stuff too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to understand, people. Okay, so before even 112 came out, we were writers, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Writers and producers. So if anybody knows about 112 situation, like we have a long, crazy catalog or whatever, right? So it's one of these situations where before we came out, we were writing songs for like Gina Thompson or Isley Brothers or New Edition or Pink or, oh God, Kelly Price, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
those list goes on, right? And Total and Faith, we were on a whole bunch of stuff, right? So we were honing our own situations, trying to figure out our way. What are we going to present to the music world? Because at the end of the day, people understand that we grew up looking at the Five Heartbeats. We had people that we looked up to. Anybody from the Temptations, all the Boyz II Men, Jodeci. Like we looked up to a lot of people, you know, even Full Force. You know what I mean? Like artists that were not just great as artists, but writers and producers. No weak
Right.
links. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we wanted to be known as, not just great singers. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand, like, we had our own dream. We have our own dream. At the end of the day, we want the star on the Walk of Fame. We want the induction into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at 112's, the way we carried ourselves, you know what I'm saying, on and off stage, that's why a lot of the stuff, that's the reason why, you know, we probably one of the most boring groups, you know what I'm saying, that came out probably in the 90s, other than our, you know, what we've done. You know what I'm saying? Because we were trying to position ourselves to be worthy of a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why in the NAACP Image Award, it hurts that I have a Grammy, but I don't have a NAACP Image Award. That's a personal one right there for us.
Why is
So
that though? Well, we don't want to talk. Let's stick to that.
that's another conversation now.
That's a whole
Another
other conversation.
conversation.
But yeah,
Yep.
go ahead.
But
So go ahead.
I want everybody to understand. I'm talking directly to the programmers and as well as our fans out here. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to what they call cancel culture, let's get counseling stuff. You know, if you're going to do that, streamline it, please. Because at the end of the day, you know, there are people that were responsible for, you know what I'm saying, like for certain things. So like, let's say like this, why cancel 112 for something that we don't have absolutely nothing to do with that situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you know, though we don't condone it or anything like that. We were gone in 2003, but because a lot of our music that we were responsible for was so big, that it's easy to like grasp a hold of that.
Right.
The guy that you're trying to cancel, the billionaire, you have to understand that guy, you know what I'm saying? His music was already, he sold that publishing. He at the time. Now this is before we all have our stuff now. I had my stuff earlier. But before he sent it to hedge funds, people that, you know, are able to take the music and put it in, you know, let's say movies or this or that or whatever, right? And then they 13 or 14x'd it or however his situation was done. And he had 9 figures of that. He's probably done that multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even if you think you're canceling, you're not hurting him. You're not hurting him. He's already done it. And guess what? Now, 112 and I'm pretty sure there's some artists, you know what I'm saying, bad boy artists that have their stuff. When you pull a record like Only You, you're not hurting him.
Right.
You're affecting us.
Right.
And that part right there, that's where I feel like, wow, if I hurt myself, if I do anything to hurt myself, I take major responsibility on that.
Right.
Another man, you know what I'm saying, that we have absolutely nothing, you know what I'm saying, like, just imagine, you know what I'm saying, you speak to somebody 21 years, like, come on now, like, and then now, because your work was that big, I understand that, and I'm gonna say it like this. What do you all do, Tony, when, like, if somebody say, if there's a record and they have all type of, you know, cuss words and stuff like that, you have edits. You can edit anything out. In 112 situation, you can edit. If you want to edit something out, edit it out, but don't cut the whole song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So do you? So do you edit? Do you edit the? Is that like? Do you even take the time out to make an edited version of, you know, these records? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that something that's in consideration, like for you anyway? Like, especially with this Only You. I don't know if you have the session.
Yeah. Why not?
You know,
why not? We have several versions of Only You. I mean,
I think that from me to you, like in this first time everybody hearing it, when it happens, you know, it's us that had this conversation. I think that you should do a version. Let me send it out of the without the I told you that we won't stop in it.
Right. And I mean, you can edit that.
I think that's the issue.
Right. Then take that part out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you know what I mean, to cancel a whole song, that was at the beginning of the song. It's not like he's in the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, you can cut that part off, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to, you know, that's like, even though we have a crazy catalog, Only You is our top, I think 3 or 4 record. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this to you. I'm from a DJ standpoint. We got stems, right? Well, we could take out certain shit, but these niggas don't know how to use that shit really. Like for real, like I'm just keep it 1,000. Niggas stems be off and shit. Niggas be just echoing just to echo, bro. Just be taking shit out, just taking out verses. So really, they don't. You know, I think from a programming standpoint, they don't trust them with that, and the retro, the word I'm looking for, the audience. All it takes is one, really, to spark up a whole problem. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think that because of the uncertainties of what a DJ would do and how to, you know, this shit is fresh, right? This was like 3 days ago.
And
so
I
it's
understand.
Like a lot of,
I understand.
Well, I think for a lot of the stations, I think it's knee jerk. I think it's covering all bases. I think it's retaliational. We don't want no striking and all that shit in front of the station. You know, this shit can go anyway, man. You know, this shit, not measuring one situation against the next, but this shit right here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With you know, like I was telling you early on with Rob back in the early, like 2009, 10, whenever that shit happened, 11, you had to actually go search and see that shit. Versus like with a George Floyd and after, where everything is on the internet. And once it hits the internet, once it gets something, it's gone. Everybody gonna share it. Everybody gonna make a video. Everybody want numbers, and it's gone. So that's the difference between this right here. Like I told you earlier, the artists that came out in the early '90s and the middle '90s, before y'all and shit like that. Even around y'all time, they didn't know that none of this shit that they was doing at the parties and different shit like that. They didn't know none of this shit was gonna fuck around and be out.
And now it's out.
Remember, that was back in the day when they was taking phones. If a motherfucker take your phone, you finna do some fucked up shit at that party.
Exactly.
Like, it's something that's happening at this party that they don't want motherfuckers to know. So when they take your fucking phone, that means, hey,
it's crazy.
Drop your phone drop your phone right here. So back then, they never knew the emergence of social media. People didn't know it was gonna be so many niggas out, unemployed niggas telling their stories.
Yeah. 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 And that's crazy. You have, if, I mean, I know of some of these cats, cats. Anything post 2003, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not post, but pre-2003. So, pre-2003. So you have to think like, okay, so I hear
shit, a lot of them motherfuckers right there too.
Yes. So it's kind of wild. So it's just like, okay, as far as us is concerned, you subtract those times or whatever. At that time, we're from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely stayed in New York for a while, but we hung around certain people at the time when they want, what I'm saying, we could, So we can talk about the Notorious B.I.G. or Junior Mafia or Faith, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were around them. They always had us with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we were behind the stage, like behind everything.
But guess what though? What about them security? What about them groupies that was there all the time? Them, like, what the fuck now all of a sudden they popping up on fucking videos and YouTubes and got stories on top. Like, it's almost to me like, what the fuck? Where was your family? Like, nigga, do you have some family? Like, I don't understand how motherfuckers got that amount of time. Like, does the story ever end? Like, nigga, you was around for all of that? Like, you ain't no ending to the story of you telling about what happened with you and Puff and what happened with you and Puff and what happened with you and Puff and the people that was around Puff and the people that was around Big. Every motherfucking day, you got that kind of time, nigga?
Yeah, well, I guess I can't speak for them. All I know is like, and just keeping it, and I can just keep it straight here. Like, there were a lot of security that was having more fun than the artists. I just leave it there. On that note, all I know is, hey, you know what? I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mind my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mind my business. I know, like, that's what it is. Like, what's going on right now? I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get, because it is very new and it's fresh. I'm telling you, when I saw it, that was crazy. It just made me think like, okay, who is this person I thought I knew? You know what I'm saying?
Man, nigga, what you said, I was disappointed, man. I ain't going to cap, like, for all the outstanding shit that this nigga done, man, it was just disappointing to see it.
It's just crazy.
It's a lot of people, bro. I ain't gonna cap. That's a lot of people that I know, DJs, radio people, artists, that have that potential. I know these motherfuckers right now that have that potential to be that kind of motherfucker. That if you see something that happens that you can't believe, they got the potential to do it. So it's hard to see somebody that you put on such a standard, like, whoa.
Yeah. So
and that was the effect that everybody had, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I ain't gonna front. It's like, A lot of the, like, so, you know, like when you talk about like Cassie, like I met her probably 1 or 2 times,
Mm-hmm.
right? We were on
Mm-hmm.
the Bad Boy reunion, you know, the reunion tour, right? So
Right.
the 1 or 2 times I did, you know, I met her, and you know, just brief, like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I mean, it was a lot of artists that I did not know that were then on Bad Boy. So you get a chance. Like Day 26, I already knew them because I was on the road, so I met them on tour.
Right.
But as far as like you know, let's say MGK or even French Montana, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I got a chance to work with them later on with Kanye West or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know them until then. You know what I'm saying? So met them, amazing. You know what I'm saying? She has a sweet soul to her. You know what I'm saying? For you know, and when you see, so then when you see that, you know, it's just like, oh, yo, you
That's what
know,
it was. Like, if
uh,
you knew how docile she was, it was like,
it's kind of wild. So it's just like, you know,
yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you, like, it hit everybody. So I understand everybody's raw feelings, and you know what I'm saying, and rightfully so.
and
Okay,
yeah,
so,
it was
but I'm gonna say this to radio. You know what I'm saying, like when you're picking out records, you know what I'm
right.
saying. If you're going to do that, then start with that person's name. If his name is at the beginning, and that's the person that you're coming after, or something like that, then you do that. But don't come after a artist where we don't have anything to do with none of that. And you know what I'm saying? And we haven't been signed to Bad Boy in over 2 decades. And our life and career did not end with Bad Boy. I have plaques over here, multiple plaques after Bad Boy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know that's kind of rare for a lot of people to know, you know what I'm saying? By our 4th and 5th album, platinum and double platinum. So it's just
That's right.
like, so we have to think like, okay, 112 situation was we stood 10 toes on our own situation, on our own brand, our own trademark. Even when we were on Bad Boy, we did our things all together.
Right.
We're self-contained. So yes, how we felt very blessed to be on a label that definitely gave us the platform to do what we're supposed to do. And we'll never forget that. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, back 112 preceded you know what I'm saying, after we left for business reasons, you know what I'm saying? Everybody
Right.
should understand. And what's crazy about that is that, you know, when we were trying to explain to people what was going on, and, you know, I still
Mm,
have the texts and the messages that were saying, hey, shut up and sing. We don't want to hear that.
crazy.
You know what I'm
Crazy.
saying? Like, you know, it's easier to follow the big guy or the bigger corporation. Right now, people who are listening to this right now, you're following people that have a bigger voice and whatever, and you might not like how you wouldn't want them, if they were in your family and somebody was treating you that way, you wouldn't want that.
That's right.
But because, you know, this social media it allows you to you know, express yourself and your actions without any consequence. You can
Without
speak to
consequence.
certain people and you know that it's not going to, you know what I'm saying, you don't get anything from that. It's not like you're going to meet that person right there and see him in the face, you know what I'm saying, face to face. You're not going to say that to them in that face. Now,
No.
you know, it's just like that's the world we live in right now. So I understand it's totally different from how it was when we first came out. But I
So
just want to say,
right.
hey, you
I'm
know,
about to say something. So your words to radio, because we got a lot of people listening, radio people right now too. So your words to radio would be
my words to radio would be
mm,
to not punish the smaller people, you know, that had everything to do with our own legacies because of another person.
facts.
That's all I'm saying. You can't you're trying to punish a label that's defunct. That the legacy, yes, exists, but it's not like he was the whole foundation of it. It was all
Hmm.
of us together. Anybody that talks to you, you know, you pay attention to, like with me, I'm always screaming we, us, and our. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And yes, it's the Bad Boy family, yes. You know what I'm saying? If one person does something, okay, punish the person that whoever happens, because whatever will be will be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's God's will. You know what I'm saying? But as far as you know, trying to punish a whole legacy or whatever, if we're gonna do that, then
yeah,
I can name some people right now that you know
yeah,
you know where I'm going with this.
yeah, for sure.
We want
Hey,
to
we
go
won't
back
be
to
playing
the
shit.
70s. Are we
Nigga, we
really
won't be
going to talk
playing
about
nothing.
Motown?
Hey, listen, we won't be playing nothing.
We won't be playing nothing. Are we going to talk about Motown?
We don't play. Hey, we ain't gonna be playing shit.
Okay, that's what I say. I mean, I can think of several not black artists that had 13-year-old
But this is
wives,
what I
right?
told you about that. You know, this is what I told you about that.
Oh,
Black people talking about white artists ain't viral.
okay.
Yeah, you know, we always want to be viral. We always want to be the one to say something. Nigga, you could say R. Kelly and it's viral. You say Harvey Weinstein. Most black people don't even know nothing about this man, right? And
Oh,
he
okay.
was
Okay.
way worse than Rob, but he's not viral enough. He's not attackable, if that's a word, enough. We like to attack us. We like to attack the R. Kellys, the Mysticals, the Diddies, the black people. We like to attack those people because it's a point of conversation, it's a topic
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
conversation. No, the crime is the same, the crime is wrong, but it's just that those people that we should talk about too aren't obtainable. And so, you know, it's not fun to them. It's not a conversation piece to talk
Right.
about Elvis. It's not a
Yes, exactly.
conversation piece to talk about Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry
It's
Lee
not a
Lewis,
conversation piece
holy.
to talk about a record that was made said she was only 16. Because guess what? That'll go by and go away. But us though, black
Oh,
people,
exactly.
you can't make
And
no mistakes. You can't make no mistakes or nothing like that with black people because you're the topic of a conversation. You know, you're not a you're not you won't you know
I'm
it
just
they
saying,
we can they ain't us and we ain't them, bro.
we
So
ain't them,
that's
right?
what
They
it is.
not like us, and
It
we
is
ain't
what
like
it
them.
is, you know, and
It is what exactly, and it's just
it is what it
crazy.
is.
It
So
is what it is.
it's easier for black people to down other black people easy when they
Easy,
do something wrong.
man. And we're only 12% of the United States. So
That's
this
okay though.
we
Guess what?
we have the
But it's okay.
biggest
Hey,
we have
hey,
the
that's
biggest
okay.
impact. This is what's so crazy about this. People, okay? And I know I can't touch everybody. I wish everybody could understand this. You know what I'm saying? Like we're 12% of the whole United States, but we
Well,
crush ourselves. We crush ourselves while I know everybody else is like so, but you know what though? I say this: if somebody's done wrong, that's cool. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is that if, especially these radio, and I'm talking about what's happening right now,
yeah,
don't punish the people that at one time y'all were calling us victims too. So I don't be on social media like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at my stuff. I don't have but 116,000 followers. You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Hey man, listen. And my last post was probably last year. Now here's the thing. Okay, like let's not punish the people that have anything to do with this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like we all stand for ourselves, and that's all I'm saying right there. We work hard. We pulled ourselves out of the hood before Young Thug was claiming. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Cleveland Avenue.
Right.
That was 112. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying? And it's just like we pulled ourselves out of a place where everybody told us no
Mm.
and shut doors in front of us. We fought our ways through the East Coast, West Coast stuff to people saying we can't do it. I mean, I never forget what they said. They tried to compare us to what NSYNC at the time. We had the numbers, but then we would never be played on the channels that the radio stations that start with B. or you know what I'm saying, like those type of radio
Right. Yeah.
stations, right? Until like Peaches and Cream or something like that. My
Right.
thing, I'm like, people, okay, radio stations. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to nitpick and pick records, and you know what I'm saying, hey man, don't affect person like myself. And you know what I'm saying? We worked hard to get our publishing and all our stuff back.
Right.
And I didn't sign no NDA to get my stuff back.
Right.
I did it the right way.
Right.
I actually did not sign any. I didn't do any pub deals since 2003, and then naturally got my stuff back
Not the
earlier
natural
than
way.
most artists.
The right way.
The right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
And so now that we have our stuff, you calling us victims, saying, "Hey, he did this, all this stuff to you, or whatever, whatever," and that's a great talking stuff, or whatever, whatever. But then snatch away stuff that we worked ourselves. We sat in the studio. We wrote those words. Oh, I need to know where we stand. And we share these special things. I need you in my life. Where do I go? Where do I do? Those
Right.
words
Right. That's right.
came from the person you're looking at. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, hey, that's you're not hurting him, okay? So you're hurting people that have absolutely nothing to do with it. And I ain't gonna front. Sound like a nice little lawsuit if you ask me.
Hey, it is what it is. We don't care. But I would say to you, bro, give me that if you can. If you go back in and do that, put that together, give me that route while this is happening. If you got anything like that, man, get it to me. We'll get it out.
Oh yeah. Oh
Man,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, man. And you know, and that's not just what 112. You like Paul Thomas and Faith and Total. You know what I'm saying? These are our family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
Faith and you know what I'm saying? Like all of them, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Black Rob. You know what I'm saying? Our boy G Dep just came home. Like
Yeah.
everybody, we all know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you mess with somebody? You know what I'm saying? That hey, you don't know what their story was, but you just know that we contributed to a label that, you know what I'm saying, we believed in ourselves first.
Right.
And then we believed in each other. And we just happened to be this was our umbrella. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this is business. Like it's business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so it's like, and although, you know, hey, you know, I just look at the situation at hand. If the record, if a label wasn't defunct, you know, why would he name it? He's rebranding himself, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But why would you leave a label, or the name of a label that was so much, that sold so many, what is that, 500 million records sold,
Right.
or whatever? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, like that. So why would somebody do that? Then it was something with himself, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And God
Mm-hmm.
bless whatever his thing, wherever he's going now, you know what I'm saying? Because he has to answer to God.
I
And
analyze.
you know,
I have kind of self-analyzed a lot of that stuff. I'm changing the self-love, and I just think that I think that he was trying to get away from a lot of shit that he did, but
yeah.
it caught up. It just caught up.
Yeah.
It just caught
And that happens
up.
with everybody.
It
The
just
truth
caught up.
always comes out,
Yeah,
right?
it just caught up. I think it just caught up. I just think some of the things that he did was too heavy to change the name. You know what I mean? I think he
And,
just caught up.
and
You know,
only
like you said, that was
God
too high.
knows.
Yeah,
Exactly.
not for
Like
sure. So
only God will know, you know what I'm saying? Only God, only time and God, what God's
yeah,
will be done. We'll know then. And we're going to see exactly what he does, because he's still a powerful entity. Like if, and this is just me, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I did anything that was just in that situation. I'm telling you, I would let God use me as a vessel to help others. I
that's a
might
fact.
have messed up, but I promise you that if it took every penny that I had, I would use it to bless everyone else, so nobody else could suffer like how I probably would have done
Yeah,
something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that's just me. Well, but I'm like I said, my mom is evangelist, so you know, that's how I was raised or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just talking directly to the radio and any of the programmers, all of the powers that be. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
a keep it 1,000, bro. Like I came from that life of family. I came from that kind of life. Why it was so shocking for me to see with him, because because I was around him for more than one occasion. You know what I'm saying? And I never saw that kind of, you know,
right.
He's an arrogant
we didn't either.
motherfucker like always, but I never saw that kind of.
Right.
I never imagined that kind of behavior, you know, in public or behind closed doors, because the nigga to me was just he was such a fly nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, to see that kind of took me back to my life growing up when I was young and watching certain family members, you know, I come from, you know, the Pimps and Hoe era, you know, and I watching certain shit like that reminded me of shit that I witnessed when I was 8, 9 years old, you know, shit like that, you know, that I said myself I would never ever do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you know, the shit was so fucking dramatic for me back then, brother. That's one of the reasons I don't smoke or drink. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, because
me either.
Oh damn, exactly. Was he drunk? To me, I'm like, did he smoke? Was he on drugs? Was he to do that shit, to fight a woman like she a whole fucking nigga? Like, to me, it was like, damn, nigga, you know, you gotta be high, you gotta be drunk or something. For me, growing up, you know, and those things showed me what not to do. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Like, niggas be saying in your DNA and all that shit, but bro, I ain't never that mad. You know, I'm not never that mad. I'm leaving. I'm leaving her. I don't give a fuck how long we've been together. If I get to the point where I'm trying to fight, I'm out.
Right. And it's okay. And it's okay, you know.
And it's okay.
I'd rather hold that L. And you know what? But guess what? I live to fight another day.
Real shit.
I mean, that's not my person, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the situation is, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing should get you that upset or whatever. But my thing is, hey, you know, I can't judge no one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that up for God or whatever. I know what I saw, and that I was, you know. But at the same time, it's just like where I'm looking at another situation now when people are attacking legacies. Now, when you're talking about legacies, one person didn't create the legacy.
Well, bro, let's fix that. Let's fix that.
We didn't have a person.
I know what you're saying, but let's make sure we stay on top of that. And nigga, let's make sure we find I don't see ours up here nowhere.
Hey,
where the
I need help. I need help. Okay, so check this out. Man, we older, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody at these labels. Okay, so check this out.
It's not, I keep telling you, it ain't the label. It's you. You made the song. You just got to design the plaque, and you have to call whether it be
RIAA, right?
No, they call RIAA.
Huh?
The company's called RIAA. No, not you.
So
like, if you call into like the plaque company and say, hey, look, I made this plaque, I made this song so fly, blah blah blah. I know it's at least double platinum, blah blah blah. They'll call because they know you, Slim. They know you, like,
right.
And I want to get a plaque design, and boom, they'll hit the RIAA and certify it. They'll do that.
Okay, so when I get off this phone,
as the writer,
it's too late.
You could do that. You made the record.
Right, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to call them tomorrow because I already know they probably going to be closed, right? So here we go. I'm going to say, hey, I want to design this I'm going to design this plaque, and then they're going to say, okay, well,
who are you? So show us verification. They want you to verify who you are. All that. Yeah.
Okay,
for real.
Okay, and then I go get the plaque, and then I'm kind of jealous because you blew up Cupid. But you blew up. I'm saying he weighed 6 million or something like that. Where he at?
No.
Yeah. So I know. Okay, so for me, I know I ain't get the 6, but I got 2. You know what I'm saying?
At least 3.
Yeah, it's gonna be in between, somewhere between there. You know what I'm saying?
At least 3. I'm gonna say at least 3, but we'll figure it out.
We gonna figure it out. All
right, bro. Hey, I love you, man. I'm glad you finally got on this thing, man. We finally got in here to talk about this, and I appreciate you, Slim.
Yeah, hey,
I appreciate you even allowing me. I appreciate you trusting me through all these years with your career, and I appreciate you, family. And I just wanted to tell you that in front of everybody. You know. You know.
That's love, man. We got some stuff. 'Cause I got artists and stuff, you know, now. Like,
Yeah, for sure. So I appreciate you. Okay, fam. All right.
All right,
Bet.
fam.
Bet.